welcome to Levyland with me, the Reverend Rob Levy, Chris Abels, and Rob Soul. It's good to be back after doing the first two shows that you can find on syndicateradio.tv. If you want to have a good time and laugh, you will do it. And it's good to be here. A lot of stuff going on. Of course, I come here. He didn't have ice last week, you know. I still don't have ice. There's no, I don't have it. I still don't have it.
Listen, I have to. A guy got strep throat that was supposed to hook up the ice maker, so I got to wait for him to hook it up. I don't know how to do plumbing in there to get the ice maker in there working. It's a brand new refrigerator.
Is there only like one guy in that town that knows how to do this?
At the price that I want to pay, yeah.
He's just gonna bring over an ice tray and put it in there and go, okay, it's fixed.
It's done.
It's fixed. So I'm like, okay, we don't have ice still.
It was never broken. It was just never installed.
All right, we're not in a third world country. You should have fucking ice. You know what I mean? Really, stop it already with this shit. Making it fucking excuse. The guy's got he's sick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bob thinks that I should now this has turned into Levyland Studios, and I should stock all his favorites here.
And then you know what I say to him after I go, do you have any coffee? And what did he say to me?
I said, well, I do have coffee, but I'm vegan, so I don't have any creamers or anything. I only have oat milk.
Oh my God.
Oat milk. I'm not gay. I don't know how to do this. I don't know. I don't know anything about oat milk or cocks.
You poor thing. Oat milk.
Oh, you meant about cocks, didn't you?
do you have any coffee, Rob? No, the guy has the flu. So
Mr. Coffee is broken. I called the office, but not even like you can't just get a little thing of milk for me or creamer. You know what I mean?
You usually come at nighttime and you don't drink coffee. You're drinking booze.
Yeah, well, what the fuck? You have no ice, so there's no reason to pack my little fucking tin thing of liquor. Yeah. You know, but it fucking just get me a little fucking thing so I can. I'm not asking you vanilla. I'm not asking you hazelnut.
Oat milk is gay, but Bob has to have a mixture of French vanilla creamer with hazelnut.
Yeah, but this was made in a place, not fucking in a fucking back room with a guy with his pants around his ankles.
Oh, stop it.
What is oat milk?
It's milk made from oats, like oats.
Oh, oat. Oh, I thought you said oaks. I was like, fucking what the fuck?
Yeah, my friend John Oakes.
Yeah, I jerked him off into this little thing and put it in there. You know, it's heavy cream. So what,
oats, like oatmeal, but they make a milk out of it.
See, that's
gay.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
No, it's not natural to drink breast milk at your age, which is.
Well, I don't think we are drinking it at our age. And what? That's what you want?
No, say it. That's what it is. It's a cow.
Oh yeah, like you think Rob wants a breast?
I know. I know. It's the cow's, like it was known at his house, the cow's dick milk.
Get that out of her.
It's utterly tasty. So speaking of that, utterly untasteful, whatever, utterly tasteful.
Yeah.
How was your date with your bowling chick? Now that was done. So now you must be talking.
No, she was texting me every day, and I just kind of. I've been busy at work.
You're using a woman's excuse on a woman. That's something a woman would say to you, right?
Yeah.
Busy at work. You're not working right now.
No, I got a full-time job now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was like, what?
I just started, so it's like it's.
Yeah. You didn't hear the glory holes opened up again. He's going to be working his head to the bone.
I'm not even going to argue with the gay shit tonight with the child pictures coming up. So.
Oh, the child picture. We're going to get to that. We asked for. I always thought Rob would have a child picture that would be like very disgusting child porn almost, and basically.
I produced it.
He didn't let me down.
I forgot about it too. I'm like, I told him he was going to be disappointed, and I said, "Mom, send some goofy pictures." And I saw that going there. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ."
Okay. Okay. Fuck it. We can't wait about this. Fuck that fucking bowling alley chick. I don't give a shit. Yeah. I'm sure some other loser will hit you up for a date soon enough. Somebody else's sister.
Not after those pictures goes on air. Nobody will.
Hold on a second. I just want to we're gonna put it up now. This picture
Boy.
is probably, I mean, for a parent to even allow this to happen in the house, you know what I mean? I don't give, you know what I mean? Okay, let's just. All right, I don't know.
I'm looking at it now.
I mean, he looks like a little chubby fat chick, okay? But it's not. It's Rob Soul. He's in what appears to be. I thought it was like a thong. It looks like a jockstrap. It's a jockstrap. Okay, I was right about that. And there's a guy behind him trying to basically maybe take it off of him. It looked.
Is it?
A young fella that looked like he cut some
That's
wood
my
in the
brother.
back. Yeah, he looks like he was in the yard cutting some wood. Came in all nice and sweaty to Rob. Just he has some kind of. He got his arms in the air like he's so happy, as you can see.
I was singing Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh God!
I don't care what you. If you were humming the fucking theme of MASH, you weren't going to be manly in this fucking thing.
No, I mean, this is it's bad. We used to get bored and we'd put on shows for my mom, and she really liked the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And boy, I wish my mother didn't own cameras.
I can say I have two brothers, and not one time did we get that bored.
No, exactly.
Well, you're in West Virginia. They'd hang you for that.
Chris, you're so fucking right at that. Just look at it and go, I can't remember a day we would think about, hey, you want to do that for mom? And they go, it didn't even come that close. It didn't even come that close to it.
But when I looked at this photo, the first thing that popped in was a line that Bob said. He said, "Life's the fucking cabaret for Rob Soul."
It really is. I said that last week, right?
Yeah.
Or no, the first one. Oh my God.
I wondered if that was his brother in the photo or his dad, like putting his arm around him.
Even his dad said, "This, I'm not that guy."
My dad wasn't. Yeah, it's funny because my dad wasn't like real effeminate or anything.
But you are.
Yeah, I know.
You are.
How did? Yeah.
You are. Look at you.
He was looking at that and like, oh, my son is gonna make some guy some happy someday.
Yeah.
My dad wouldn't admit I was his son after that picture.
Oh my God! I can't wait till the viewers see this picture, man.
Oh, it's just the greatest thing. You'll probably never live this down and commit suicide, or I at least hope so. But this is like, you even have a bra on. Now, whose bra was it? I just realized that he had a bra on.
I think I went in my mom's.
Okay, that's even creepier now. We went from him dressing up as a little gay child to wearing. Now he's a gay transsexual. Would you?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was a sweet transvestite.
Okay, wow.
Transsexual.
And you wear your
Transylvania.
mom's, and this is like, man.
Yeah, I know.
Who took the picture?
Oh
My
yeah.
mother.
Wow, she could like totally get arrested for these kind of pictures.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've already came twice, and I've just sitting here doing the show. I mean, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
It is.
Chris, what comes to your mind when you see this?
Questions, tons of questions. Like, whose jockstrap was it? Was that also your mom's?
No, I believe that was mine from my little time.
I think his dad pulled it out of his mouth when he came home from work.
Oh my!
Oh man, he's like, here you go, son.
There's just no way to. There's not even a way to defend myself with this.
No,
picture. I mean, I can't sit here and argue with you and pretend that's normal. I mean, it's just.
He's wearing makeup too.
Yeah,
I am.
Fuck, he was. Oh, God damn it. He looks like a little chubby female skunk with the makeup, right?
Yeah, the best part is too, he's wearing a jockstrap, and I don't believe he's got any underwear on behind it, so it was assless.
My entire
He's
buttocks.
assless.
Oh, your poor brother.
Try to explain that one. You were trying. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, my entire buttocks were exposed. You would see that if I was turned around.
He's wearing a jockstrap, and he doesn't have a penis in the front of it. We had that removed when I was 3. I knew when I was 3.
Yeah, my mom had one of those things where it's optional to choose the gender.
Yeah, I knew when I was 3 that I was gay because my mother would say, "You want cereal?" And I said, "Yeah, with cocks in it."
Captain Crunch. Oh God, man, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Defending my heterosexuality is not going very well.
Send this to that girl that you went bowling with. She'll contact you.
That'll get rid of her.
Yeah. Pathetic, man. But I never looked this gay ever. Like I never. I mean, I couldn't. Even if I was sucking a dick, I wouldn't look this gay. This would be the gayest thing anybody could ever do. But I'm just saying, my pictures when I was a kid, I'm normal. You know what I mean? This never happened. Like I would be standing there. You know what, Chris? Have you got pictures like this too? Have you?
No, nothing that comes that close. I mean,
all right. Well,
I bet you he does. He just won't admit it. Like,
how about this? Next week, you get your kid pictures, right? I want to see how somebody can grow up as a baby, probably cute baby, up to a stupid fucking hillbilly retard. So you go next week, and then I'll bring mine in. And listen, you want the worst from everybody. Say that to them. I want the most embarrassing ones, and I'll do the same because we have to be able to top. No, we can't top this.
No. I mean, we should have done mine last. I should have been week 3.
God, I would suck having a game show. Oh my God, the people must be dying and jerking off at the same time. I mean, I don't know what to make of this, but
and a little later on the show, my buddy Will Noonan is going to be on. He's probably not going to speak to me anymore after this.
Oh no.
I can't believe he spoke to you before this. That's the thing that throws me off about that.
Is your brother still around, Rob?
He is. He's not a lot more
manly.
Yeah, man, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, he's married with he's still with his wife.
Oh,
his wife would take off with any of her cousins.
Rob usually says, "No, he's still with women."
Yeah.
Can we get him to recreate this photo with you?
Oh, that would be good. 20 years, whatever.
Yeah.
20 years later. Oh my God, this would be the fucking greatest thing ever. You would be so well known.
Yeah.
From all over the internet. You would have the Rob Soul Show would take up off from the basement of a basement, and fucking you'd be the biggest thing ever if you can do that. Can you do that? Would he do it with you?
He might, but
he might. He sounded like Chris Abels.
He might, but he's in Alabama.
I will fly you.
I'll chip in. I'll chip in on that if you recreate this.
If he does it, he's not as thin as he was in that picture.
It doesn't matter.
He might not be comfortable with removing his top.
I'll Photoshop it. We got fucking people. We got fucking Mr. Nielsen, and we got Evil Sam. So we can have pictures up all the time.
I've decided I'm just gonna start saying I'm gay now, and then that's gonna be that's just gonna be my way to get pussy.
No, don't do that because then we don't have much to talk about on here.
No, I mean when I go out in social situations with hot chicks, I'll be like, and then I'll really gay it up more than normal, and then I'll see like, oh, you're the first woman I've really been attracted to, and
that's amazing. But how are you gonna gay it up more than normal?
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, well, that's true. I'll go out and be myself. Sing show tunes, listen to Stevie Nicks, twirl around,
He's going to ask him what size the bra is because he wants to recreate a photo.
I can't wait for this.
Are you still using that bra?
Oh, we're definitely doing this.
Oh, honey, take your bra off. Oh, here you go. Mind if I put it on?
I got to end this now because I'm getting a boner and it's very uncomfortable. But we're going to be back after this. We got Will Noonan coming on for the first part of his interview. And he's just wonderful. You know what I mean? I love Will. He's a
very good friend. I love him.
He's a good-looking man. He is. He's a good-looking man. I don't know why, he's off the market now, but he is. He's a good-looking. Look at Robbie. He's almost like, yeah, he is. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, what do you think? Tell me about Will's looks.
He's a good-looking guy. Yeah, clean cut. Yeah.
Top.
What do you want me to say? You want me to sit there now?
No, because you can go further than I can because I'm not, like you. So you can explain.
You're the one that started talking about how good looking he was.
Well, I just was throwing a little bait to you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Will's coming on. as soon as we get back. You're listening to Levyland with me, the Reverend Bob Levy, Chris Abels, and Rob Soul on syndicatradio.tv. Follow us on YouTube, too. We'll always see links. We'll be right back with Will Noonan. Yeah, welcome back to Levyland with me, Rob Soul, Chris Abels, who's probably doing something else, and we got a very funny comedian I got to meet a long time ago, but I can't wait to see him more, once we're allowed outside again. Boston's one of Boston's great, a big comedy town out there too. Mr. Will Noonan, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, good to see you, dude. It's like, it's crazy. I just took a bong hit, if anyone's wondering why I'm talking this way. But great to see you guys. Good morning. It's 10 a.m.
It's good, man. This is what, like, we're buzzing right now. I mean, this is the way to live. I just really noticed it lately that weed is really good for your thinking and coming up with jokes and, and creative shit. I'm like, I feel like I'm Einstein with little better hair.
That's a stretch.
Oh, look at you. He goes, he was auditioning for Chrissy Mayer's show. I go, as what? He goes, the announcer. And I was like, what the fuck is, like, like I'm Bob Barker, you know what I mean? The Price is Right. Like the guy goes, yeah. And he goes, no, like, I'm going to, I'll sit on the desk. I'm going to be the next Ed McMahon.
I did not say I was going to be the next Ed McMahon.
You said, like Ed McMahon, so you're telling me you're going to be like Ed McMahon.
He was asking me.
Oh, come on, man.
He said, what do you just announce and that's it? I said, no, then I sit on the couch and I talk, like on the Tonight Show, like Ed McMahon would sit on the side of the couch. I didn't say that I'm the next Ed McMahon.
You did.
So this is below co-host?
Yeah.
Below side.
Yeah. What Chris Abel said, it was one step above the audience.
Yes. It is pretty bad when you look at it. Like, if somebody hosts a show, they're like, I'm not going to even have you co-host because then you're totally half part of me and that shit.
Yeah.
And now he's the announcer. It is a little way to slap somebody in the face without really hurting them.
Yeah, it's not a great title. I would work on that title. Get yourself at least like fifth mic. Call yourself fifth mic.
The fifth mic.
Let's go to the guy by the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just like green room, a Compound Media. Like,
that's how it is though. Like with Stern, you'd meet a guy on the road. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm John the farter. Like I called in one time and farted into the phone. Don't you know who I am? You know what I mean? They'd always be like, I'm a character. I'm a member of the Whack Pack. I'd be like, I don't know about that. Like, got on one time.
Yeah. If you want to come to my book signing later, they get really carried away. Know your role in this business. That's one thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's, I've seen it the whole way. I mean, I remember when I started, you want to be like, when you're hanging out with everyone, you want to be like, in the mix, but it's like you're a new comic. I remember when I opened for Voss,
the
audience would be coming up and giving him shit, like while they're taking their seats. I'm like, this is the guy you fucking paid to see.
Yeah.
I go, you're not Opie, you're not Anthony. You think you are, like, you think you're part of his group of friends. But it was a weird thing. I was like really new to being a professional, and I was like, the fuck is this? And Rich was just like, they think they're part of it, they think they're part of a gang, you know what I mean? And he kind of just explained the whole thing to me. It was weird. It was right after his house burned down, and he was like telling me, he's like, yeah, it sucks, I gotta buy new clothes, all this stuff. And then these people are like, hey Rich, I heard your house burned down, you fuck, like, are those your new cheap Kmart clothes? Like,
see, that's fucking horrible. And especially knowing Voss has to go to like a kid's store to get clothes. I mean, knowing he had to do that all over again, walk into like a little kid's store and get, I'm getting it for my son, but they're for him.
I remember there was a benefit for Bob. Where was it? At the Stress Factory?
Yeah.
And I went in the back and was talking and hanging out with Bob, and the owner comes up and he says, are you a comic? And I was like, no, I do a podcast. And he just grabs me by the shirt and escorts me out.
That was Vinny Brand, right?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. I mean, that's what it is. It's like, what the fuck are you doing back there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to say anything because he's my friend. He walks in. I'm like, all right, hopefully he'll leave soon. Hopefully he'll leave before somebody comes in. All right, yeah, we just talked outside. There's nothing to really say to you anymore. And they just stay there. And they're like, hey, man. And then they go, you to meet my friend. Like, I don't even want to meet you.
Show business is like full of moments like that too. Like, and I was just telling someone yesterday, like I've been doing the acting stuff since I was like a little kid, like 14, 15 years old. And I've been going into those casting agencies for years. And I'm like literally 20 years. And then somewhere in the last like 4 or 5 years, they started being nice to me. It took like that long to be like, oh, Will, come on in. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this business is so fucked up. Like,
it
is,
is,
because you just sit there and watch 100 other guys for years. And then you book a couple gigs. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't have to wait. Come on in. And I'm like, this business is like high school, you know?
It is. It really is. It's like everybody wants to know you when you're up. You know what I mean? Every comedian. And now when a comedian sees somebody, it's so bad with the COVID that somebody will post on like Facebook or Twitter, I'm working tonight at this place, and they're like, hey, can you get me in? Hey, can you give me the number? It's just like you can't post your own shit.
Yeah.
No, that's true too. Yeah. The young guys are in the past few years gotten really hungry, like, and kind of cocky, I think too. Like I noticed I don't know who this dude was, but he was like shitting all over Aaron Berg. And I'm like, dude, if you're fucking like a guy who's performing into your camera at home, like you can't talk shit about Aaron fucking Berg.
No,
like, guy's a headliner.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's sad because he's such a funny guy, Aaron. It's like, okay, pick on somebody like Screech. Oh no, Screech is dead. But you know, pick on somebody that is not a killer on stage.
Yeah.
A fucking nice guy, and a guy that could kill you off stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was all the things I was like, dude, this is just. And one of the things I loved was how Kevin Brennan was like immediately just like, no, he's a great comic. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you can't. It's like saying a guy's a bad home run hitter. You can't. If a guy hits home runs, he hits home runs. You can't say he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might not like him, but that's it. I mean, Berg's just like a power hitter, whether you like him or not, like he is, you know?
Yeah, it's like saying like, oh, that girl sucks a bad cock. And I'm like, no, there's no such thing as a girl sucking a bad cock. It's just
like a bad blowjob. They can give
better than anything.
What if they give you a toothy one?
It doesn't matter. It's better than nothing.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I agree with Bob. It's like I've heard that joke. Even I've heard guys do that joke. You ever get a blowjob that's not good? I'm like, no, I've never gotten that. It's not good.
Yeah, there's no such thing as it. You know what I mean? I mean, the only time you might feel a little bad about it afterwards if it's from a guy.
When it's a guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's about the only time.
You know?
Yeah.
Even then, it's just for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after you come, you put his baseball cap back on him.
You know, and you're like, no, this never happened. If we don't talk about it, it never happened. You know, that's all. Exactly. And I say, thank you, Father. I'll see you next Sunday.
Here's a little few singles for your basket there.
Yeah. You gotta hide the beard stubble on your balls for the next couple days. But
to hear somebody say that, it's like, you know, oh, you know, it's always like they talk about the best one. I'd rather talk about the one where the girl tried, but she would, you know, she really tried.
Yeah.
And she just wasn't ready yet to be a real good.
I'm a fan of anyone that's not like where I feel like she's not just waiting for it to be over. Anytime that it's like a blowjob that seems like she even has 10% of enjoyment, I'm 100% in. You know what I mean?
That's what it is. It's like, it's weird because my wife loves sucking my dick, and I miss the part where they just like, are you gonna come yet? Are you almost done? That's what I hear all the time.
That throws me off.
Come up to Boston. That's how they do it up here. Like the Boston blowjob is are you ready? Come in my mouth. I told you. You know what I mean? Like threatening you as you're about to orgasm. That's the Boston way.
The fucking best. That's the greatest thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
Or you come in the mouth as she walks. I'm gonna spit it near your car.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking put that under your car. It's like every time, man.
That is a fucking movie thing. This is what I think of things like he just did, and I go, you put this in a movie, you write it around it, and that's how you make a great movie because it's fucking hilarious. People don't understand how to do things. Now that I smoke weed, my mind is thinking, I'm going here. I've been missing this the whole time. I don't know what happened. Now I'm smoking weed. Now I'm appreciating a fucking toothy blowjob. I mean,
it's funny though, weed. That's what I say about weed. Sometimes I like to. Sometimes I'll watch a whole movie like not stoned, and then I'll watch the movie again stoned just to see what it feels like differently.
See, that's fucking right there is a show, Will. Who wouldn't watch that smokes?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Will is already climbing up the showbiz ladder. He's doing commercials. He's in some movies.
I know.
You should write a movie and you can star in it.
I got something.
I would love to.
You came up with the greatest thing. Let me tell you something about this fucking brother man shit. Now, let me tell you about this. I was on Howard at that time, so I didn't really hear O&A. You understand? I heard clips a lot later and all that. When I first seen you do that, I go, honey, look at this character he's doing. This is fucking hilarious. It's about like some douchebag that kind of knows everything and makes it believe, hey, I'm doing you a favor and that shit. And you do that in anything, like, like with the home decorating show. Like I said the other night on Twitter, I said, you put the bong, it was in the perfect place. I go, this is a show. on those channels, you know what I mean? The home,
like HGTV.
Yeah. And then you'll be walking around doing the brother man, showing people how to do it every episode. This is huge. I already have investors.
I mean, I'm in, man. I kind of see Brother Man in like a WKRP in Cincinnati type studio, like in the dark by himself, like just talking about how he started everyone's career. You know what I mean? He was like, and he was like, Joe Biden, he was my first intern.
No, exactly. That's the show. You see what I mean? It's about, you can do anything, but once you get him in a situation, it's that fucking douche walking around that character. I just thought you made it up, and I'm like, oh my God, you're doing something else. This is even better.
Yeah.
Because
I never expected anything. I never expected the Brother Man thing to be so popular, man. And I didn't come up with it like thinking it was gonna be a character. It was I had an hour to kill before doing Kumia's show, and I was like, I was just outside, and Opie had just done like this ridiculous video on his phone. So I was like, this will make Anthony laugh if I just mock this, So I was like, brother man, and like Anthony laughed so hard, he laughed harder than anything I'd ever said on the show or anything. So I was just like, all right, next time I'm in New York, I'm gonna make another one of those. And Anthony, I think really the fact that Anthony like laughed so hard and loved him so much, it like started it off with the fans, and the fans like fucking love him. And every single time I do one, I'm like, man, this is so fucking bad. I don't even know if I should upload this. And every time, the more bad I think it is, the more people like it.
Yeah, and that's great that like the way like Anthony is a genius, okay? And I always wanted to send him a tape of the show and say, just tell me what you think. I go, I think I'm on to something with this show. Just having fun in that. And but to have him, if he's dying laughing, you're on to something. Okay. So fucking go with it, run with it.
Exactly.
There ain't many people,
I agree.
There ain't many people in this business that you can use those rules with.
I agree. I felt the same way. I was like, oh my God, if he's laughing this hard. I mean, I was a fan of Stern and Opie and Anthony. I couldn't get enough of any of it. So I was like, this is just surreal, and and he still likes it. And it was like one of those things where when he had COVID, I was like, all right, I'm going to make one. I'll cheer up Anthony while he has COVID. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all for, I always say, it's all for you, Damien. It's all for you. That's how we do it.
Then Opie filmed like a video like under his house. And Will was like, oh God, this guy just wants me to climb under a fucking house now.
Yeah. But it has to be done. We'll build a stage. Do you understand? We'll have investors.
I know.
This is not fucking This is big time. We're going now. You know.
I agree. I think it's getting out of control. It's like Chip Chipperson. It's becoming way bigger than I ever expected it to be.
I don't want to say anything, but you're more popular, bigger than the Beatles.
You know, I agree. Christ, the Beatles. I think there's definitely going to be Brother Man. I was like, as soon as I started doing like Brother Man cameos or something, I think I'd get sued. That would be like, as soon as I started making some money.
It's an impression. No, you won't. You won't, because you're an impersonator, and plus it's a character of somebody that was in your life. It's too bad.
Yeah, it's not like you're using his name.
It's not even. Also, the more I do it, the less like Opie it really is. It's kind of just become like all radio guys because a lot of radio guys do that. They go, oh, well, you know, Jim Brewer was in here when he was promoting Half Baked, so we gave him his start. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, well, maybe he had something to do with it, but it's not like you gave him his start, you know, and that happens a lot. So I think it's kind of a funny thing.
No, it really is. But like to have to go to Anthony and have the reaction from Anthony, you go to the people that know things. Like when I started drinking again, right? I started liking whiskey. So I'm thinking, well, I wonder what's a really good whiskey. So who did I call? Gino Bisconte.
Yeah.
You see?
He picks whatever the cheapest is that he can afford. Why would you get a Gino Bisconte?
No, I said, if you had money in your pocket, what would you buy?
That's funny.
No, because you go to experts. You don't take advice from people that you normally take advice from on anything else. You know, it's like if this is something you care about, like comedy, how we feel about comedy and radio and all that shit, and you know, you have to take advice from the right people, and the people that have done the right thing in the business.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no, it's true. Bill Burr said the same exact thing. He was like, if you want to, he goes, if you want, yeah, I mean, I put you guys right next to each other. You know what I mean? He was like, if you want to be like somebody, he's like, you just have to do the things they did. He goes, if you want to be like Richard Pryor, he goes, you know, don't play guitar in your act. Like Richard Pryor didn't play guitar. You know what I mean? He was just saying, like, he was like, do the things the guys you liked or want to be like.
Yourself on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like yourself and smoke crack. But it's kind of like, don't try and, you know, be just famous. You know what I mean? Don't try and make yourself some Vine or TikToker when what you want to be is a great comedian. You know what I mean? Like, I think nowadays there's this weird thing where a lot of people think, well, I'll get famous first and then I'll worry about being good at comedy and all that shit later. Like I'll figure it. I'll learn on the job. You know, it's like, no, man, like be a fucking entertaining, good person, a talented performer, and then start pumping out content like crazy, and maybe people will want to watch it, you know?
No, that's totally true. You see, that's what it's all about.
And Will does a fantastic podcast. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's called the Noonan Show.
Yeah. Tell us about it. Go ahead. Fucking plug this shit.
Hey, look at Rob Saul, like professionally segueing into a plug right there. That was really nice.
Well, you know what? We, you know, now that I smoke weed, I came up with this brilliant idea. I said, Rob, if I forget something, just go ask Will about his podcast, and then we're going to talk about something else that I'll remember that we're going to talk about.
I like that. So on my podcast, the Noonan Show, I'm often stoned with my friend Paul, and I do this thing. I'm sure you do it too now that you're smoking a lot of weed. It's like I'll be like really riffing, talking about something, and I'll completely go, I don't know what I was just talking about.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. I fucking do that. I just did that a little while ago, and then Rob said something because I totally forgot what I was talking about with you. I was like, that's the only way to do it. Yeah, that's the way to. When I was telling, the only way to do it. I had no idea what we were talking about. I got off.
I do that too. And sometimes I bluff my way through it too. I'm like, until it comes back. I'm like, so anyway, that I'm walking down the street and the Boston Bruins. I just hope they have a good, you know what I mean? It pops back in.
Yeah, I'll be like, you know, like what had happened. You know what I mean? I say, you know what I mean a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you all do it.
I do it all the time. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I do it all. I mean, it's a pothead thing. I do it all the time. And it's like something stupid too. I'll be really thinking about what I'm talking about. And then like a seagull will fly by the window and I'll just be like, it's gone.
Dude, look, you got to listen to this before we plug the Will Noonan show and talk about that. I was going to the store, because I know how to get pussy. When you want pussy and you want fucking blowjobs all the time, you go, I'm gonna do little things around the house to, like I'll do the dishes.
When I want good whiskey, I call Gino. When I want to know about good pussy, I call Bob Levy.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't even know where that came from.
No, but I'm just saying this happened. And when I do stuff, I'll do the dishes. I'll say, I did them for you. I make the bed. And like she comes home from work, a job that we got because I have to drive her in the morning and pick her up. So basically I should get half the money. But the fact is that, I do these things and I go, I'm going to the store and I'm stoned out of my mind, right? I go, can you write it on a list for me? And she did that before she went to work. And then I call her and she starts going, yeah, pick up this, pick up that. And I go, and I just panicked. And I was like, let's just wait until you get home and I'll go with you. Because it was not going into my brain at all, anything.
I know the feeling. That's smart though, too. Like, if you did that job too well, she would have been having you do that every week.
Oh, yeah.
Now she knows, now she knows, just do it herself.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking crazy, man. So tell us about the Will Noonan show.
Will Noonan show. It's just the Noonan show. I tried to get my whole name in there, but no.
Yeah,
you should.
Me and my buddy Paul do it. It's a lot like this show. We kind of just sit and talk and shoot the breeze, and it's an hour. Yeah. We kind of start off talking about. I kind of bitch about whatever I want to complain about, and then we get into news stories, riff on them, and then we have a couple segments. We have Speaker of the Blouse, which was started when we realized Nancy Pelosi has great tits, even though she's like 85 years old.
Yeah, shut up.
So we were like, we got to celebrate these older women every week. So every week we have someone over 60 that we think is hot that we talk about, and we've had a bunch. And so that's Speaker of the Blouse. We have Just Shave It Bro, where we look at a guy who's losing his hair and we decide whether he should shave it all off or keep it. And but yeah, mostly it's just a bunch of bullshit,
That's cool. Is that on Patreon? You do it on that?
Well, it's on YouTube for free, and then there's bonus stuff on Patreon. It's only $1, and there's extra stuff on there. There's like an extra episode. There's some stock tips. There's some what else we got? Free t-shirts. Well, not free, I guess it's Patreon, but they get some t-shirts and stuff.
Oh, see, hey, you can do it, man. That's
Also, Will tapes it on Wednesday. It airs on Thursday, so they get a special link and they can come on and watch them live. Some of the
that's true too. If you're a Patreon, you can watch live.
Oh, that's cool. You see, we got to start. Yeah, people like this shit now. There ain't no radio anymore, and there ain't really that much radio out there. And this is something to do.
Sorry, before I keep going though, I want to say my buddy Paul, who I do the show with, my friend, he does all the hard work. Like I just show up and talk with him. Yeah. He's the one who did he set up like the Patreon, the t-shirts, like he does so I'm like talking like this is my show, like it's our show, and he does most of the real work.
You show up like the diva, the big star of the show.
I show up like Brother Man, and I'm like, yo, let's do this radio show. Fucking drop some mics.
Time to rock and roll.
Make it nice.
This is great. We're talking to Will Noonan, who has a show by himself called The Noonan Show. He does it by himself. He does everything himself.
Yes.
He's a writer, producer.
You can go to fuckpaul.com.
Fuck Paul. That's fuck
Paul Price. Guys, holding me back, actually. There's a weight, albatross around my neck.
Yeah, just go to
fuckpaul.com.
Yeah, and it's FFFFUCK. That's fucking great. Yeah, I mean, I did one the other day, and somebody said, "So, were you funny as a kid?" And I'm like, "No." I used to burn ants when I was a kid. I burned ants. Then they're like, "Oh, you must have been a class clown in high school," and I'm like, "No, I was stoned." You ever do an interview that's really bad that just like it just gets you going? You're like, "Oh man."
I just did one. Yeah, I just did one. I do a lot, and I it's funny. I do think sometimes they're bad. And I that's something I always say to my buddy Paul. I always go, that's something I thought I would never get sick of. I remember when I was a high school kid wanting to be in show business, I was like, oh, I'm gonna love to give interviews. Like it's gonna like I'll never get sick of talking about myself, you know, to other people. Like, and it was like so fast that you know, after giving a bunch of them, you're like, this isn't that fun at all. And it's like the same questions over and over and over. And I'm just trying to find a new way to answer it so I don't sound like a repetitive dickhead, you know what I mean? But
like a robot. I'm
excited. Always what'd you say? Sorry.
I said I just get excited anytime. Nobody asked me to do. When somebody asked me to go on a podcast or something, I get so fucking excited.
Well, I don't even mean like a podcast. Like I'm talking like the straight up like, so how'd you start and what's your influences and what's the worst time you ever bombed? Like that's like always the big.
How do you deal with hecklers?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I love this one. So, have you ever met anybody famous?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's a good one too.
He sat with a billionaire.
So that's I feel bad sometimes. Like I've only opened for Burr like a couple times, but it's always like the first or second. One of the first two questions is like, "What's Bill Burr like? Like, what do you guys talk about?" That I'm like, all right, man. If he ever hears these things, he's gonna be like, "This guy's fucking going around acting like he's my best friend." You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that does happen. Holy shit! Yeah, I mean, I can see that. You know, because they're always like when I used to talk about Howard in interviews, when you know I would be on their other channels and that on regular radio. It's like all about so what's Howard really like? And it's like they thinking like I hang out with him all the time. You know?
Yeah. No, it's weird.
Welcome back to Levyland with me, the Reverend Bob Levy, Chris Abels, Rob Soul. That was the great Will Noonan. I mean, he is funny as fuck, man.
I love him. Great guy.
Yeah. Is it because he's good looking?
I like the guy. He's funny. He's a frequent guest on the Rob Soul show. He's a buddy of mine, and I enjoy his work.
Have you ever thought of him at a time maybe you shouldn't have?
No, I mean, no.
Ever been in the shower with the water dripping off your body, and all of a sudden you were cleaning your genitals?
Well, yeah, my phone's waterproof, so I just
And then Will Noonan's face came into your mind.
I love him like a friend.
Love him like a friend. It's like they broke up.
We're still friends.
Yeah. Well, he's off the market, Rob. So fucking clean up your act, goddammit. You thought that was great. I mean, we're gonna do part 2 of the interview right after the news story that we found. It's pretty funny. What do you got there, Chris?
Oh man. There was a woman in Batavia that performed a sex act on a gas station robber until the cops got there. And so
wait. Okay, slow down. So somebody was robbing a gas station, and so she decided to suck the robber's dick. For what?
Yes.
Was she proud of him? Why was she doing this? Like
If
what?
you-
Wait, and you said she sucked his dick until the cops came, and then what did she do with the cops then?
So it was that good. It was that good. So I guess they were getting robbed. She sees this. The story says that she came in the back door, which is kind of odd. And,
I do that all the time.
She decided. She decided to perform oral sex on this robber until the cops could get there. She wanted to distract him and give the cops time to get there.
So they can get blowjobs too.
Yeah, when they got there, they said that she was going to town on him. And so that didn't happen just once. That was in Batavia. This happened twice. 2 different locations, 2 different women.
It would have been funny if it was 2 different locations, 2 different women, same guy.
Yeah.
I would be back every week.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. If I was, this guy must be pretty hard up, because if I'm robbing a place, you want to get the fuck out of there. You don't have time to get, a blowjob.
Yeah, but look at the story you have when you go to prison.
Yeah.
The chances are you're going to get caught. So you might as well have the greatest fucking story ever. No, I pulled a gun out. She took out knee pads, put them down, started fucking blowing me. And then the cops came. Well, I mean, I couldn't leave.
So the second story is along the same line. Same thing happened. It gets better. So this lady, Jennifer Bale in Texas, she's hailed a hero after giving a robber head long enough to get the cops there.
Oh, man. Thank God. Look, thank you so much for being able to suck a cock horribly, like we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I've seen these stories too when Bob posted about it, and I feel like the media is glorifying it like they're superheroes. Shouldn't we be encouraging women? It might be dangerous to blow a man with a gun.
I mean, yeah, I fucking changed the girl's tire on a car and I didn't even get blown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was doing something good for her.
Yeah.
And not even fucking nothing.
Yeah,
not even just a tickle or anything on my cock.
Spit on it.
Yeah.
The best part is the woman in Texas, she said, quote, "He was armed and dangerous, but so was my mouth." And she's a mother of four. Her husband said, following the story, he said, she never gave me a head like that, but we'll talk about that later. For now, I'm glad that her kids are safe.
Oh my God.
Nobody's kids are safe about that cum drinker. All the kids are in danger. They're gonna die in a tsunami in her stomach.
So this woman is married. Like, Bob, if someone broke into your home and
well, that's different. I could be harmed there. So if my wife blew a guy that was going to harm me and he didn't, yeah,
you wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind.
Would you bring it up every time you got in a fight with her?
Probably
publicly on Twitter.
Yeah, probably. It would be funny if the same guy breaks in every other night. And then me, I'm just the idiot going, "You saved me again, honey. You're my hero." That was the 15th time in 2 nights that he tried to break in. And look, he brought his brother with him.
And they're trying to recreate a photo in her living room.
No, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could save your life, but if it's fake like that and she's just blowing people, and I'm too dumb to realize that it's a setup,
yeah,
then whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob, if somebody broke in your house, truthfully, and say, you had something really important there, which probably not that fucking Detroit fucking jacket you have on. Would you blow somebody to get them, to save what you need? Your dog, your mother.
Who, me or Rob?
No, you. We're starting with you. Because
me? Fuck no. I would, if they said blow me or I'm gonna fucking kill you, I would just say, okay, I guess it's my time.
No, not kill you, but they kill your mother right there.
Oh yeah, they can kill her.
She lived a long, full life. Man.
Okay. Rob, say the guy was gonna.
Really, you're gonna ask Rob this?
Yeah. Say he's just gonna comb your hair and rub your back. Would you blow him?
Nah.
I don't want to make it too death-defying. Right. So the guy pulls a gun on you and says, "I'm gonna kill your 2 dogs unless you blow me." How long would you blow him for? Let's just make it
yeah, I mean, till he came.
Then just grab the dogs and wipe your mouth off with them. Your little fucking rat dogs.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be in favor of blowing a guy, but yeah, I guess sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
You see, that's what it is. And so what happened? They got arrested. Anything else with the story?
Yeah. They totally caught him. The one in Texas, when the cops showed up, she wasn't just blowing the guy; she was fully naked, letting him go to town on her.
Really? See,
yeah.
That is
I need to get in the robbery game.
Rob's gonna be hanging down at Sunoco now.
Yeah, with a gun.
Yeah. And hoping some guy blows him.
Yeah. See, I think opposite. I think he's gonna be down at Sunoco just blowing guys like, "Oh, you look like you was gonna rob the place."
What a gun, smart a gun. You're getting blown. We're gonna get John. We're gonna get Rob a shirt that says "Water gun, smarter gun." You're gonna come. It says on the back. Oh my God,
Mr. Salt, you really didn't need to blow that guy. He was just getting gas.
He was trying to fill up before he went home.
The cops aren't coming. He didn't do anything.
Rob will say, the cops aren't coming. Well, this guy is.
Yeah. Should we call the cops? And Rob's like this. Not yet.
Oh God.
We could call that episode Cops and Robs.
Cops and nobbers. You see, we're not the only ones that are fucked up, right?
No.
You see, people are doing stuff. I mean, they're blowing people. What are you gonna do? Things are good. All right, we're gonna get to part 2 of the Will Noonan interview. Yeah, we split it up. It was so funny. You know, it was. I really enjoyed it. All right. And check it out. On the other side, you're listening to the Levyland show. Nah, it's like calling it the Who. You're listening to Levyland. See how it's been? Yeah, not the Levyland. Yeah.
The Levyland hour.
You're listening to Levyland on syndicateradio.tv with me, the Reverend Bob Levy, Chris Abels, and Rob Soul. Coming up again, Will Noonan, part 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't want to overstep or say anything. And I remember like a lot when Artie Lang was going through some hard times. Pick an era. But I got a call. Like I finally got a call that was like from some New Jersey like paper that was like, what do you know about Artie Lang? Can you talk about Artie Lang? And I was like, whoa. I was like, how many fucking people said no before you got to me on this? I was like, you must have called 50 people by now. And then I was like, fuck you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get a call on that, you know?
I know.
I was with him a lot, and I just like, yeah, I mean, what do you, it's none of their business, truthfully. That's the way I look at it.
But you see, right, when someone famous dies, and then you cut to like, they show someone eventually, they get to someone who will talk.
Yeah.
And that means that person who's talking like is like the 60th person on their friend list or something like that. So it's like, it's like, oh, like Will Smith died. So let's interview like the first woman who played his mother on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air 25 years ago. You know what I mean? And I always think like the people who answer though, like are scumbags. Like the woman who was the mom on the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Anytime
a famous person died, she would answer. She would be Florence Henderson would be like, wow. "Oh, I hung out with them one time, and they were really nice. They were
she would have talked to anybody that wants to talk to her.
Yeah, but it's almost like how pathetic it is when somebody dies again, like you said, and then on Facebook, people rush to put a picture of themselves with that person, like they changed their life. I want to write to them, go, you took a picture, you bothered somebody at an airport. And now you're writing how he changed your life.
I know.
Why weren't you writing that 2 weeks before he died and let people know how your life has changed?
I also love when it's like the photo is from like a clearly from a meet and greet that they paid for. So it's like, oh, great. You paid like $35 like a photo.
Yeah, you know what it is? No, they got the arm around them, and then you look at the table, you see the guy's book there. And it's see those all the time. I know exactly what you're talking about. And they're like, we lost it's usually a show goes, this show, we lost a good friend today. A good friend.
Yeah.
I know.
I already have my Artie Lang picture lined up, but the motherfucker won't die.
I know.
I got him outside of Compound Media.
When I was taking it with Artie, I was like, I'm gonna post this when you die.
In 2 weeks, everybody's gonna know my name. That's what it is. Imagine hanging out like an old actor's retirement home. And waiting for them to come outside and maybe get a little sun for a minute a day that they and you're out there with a camera. Look, I need to get this picture. I gotta get it.
I always think of that too when something happens and they find a photo, like they'll be like, oh my God, look, here's a photo of that person with like Donald Trump or a politician. I'm like, you know how easy it is to get your picture taken with a politician? Like, you just walk up, like anyone can get any picture taken with anybody. If you just act like a fan, you know what I mean? Like, that means nothing. Like,
it's so fucking funny.
I'd take a picture with like John Wayne Gacy if he walked up to me after a show at like Giggles, you know what I mean? It was like, well, I'll take a pic, you know? I'd be like, yeah.
See, that's one of the reasons why Will walks around with a red nose in his pocket, just in case he does run it. Just put this on. Let's take a picture. It's fucking gold. You see, this is what life's about. You know, fucking making believe you're a big star when somebody dies and posting a picture, and you know, and how he changed your life. And
I interviewed Julie Newmar when she was in her 90s, the original Catwoman from Batman. And, and I thought to myself, wow, she's so old. This is going to be like her last interview, and I'm going to use it. But she's still alive now, and she's doing interviews.
Rob's calling her every week trying to get that last interview.
That's another good thing. Call all these nursing homes and fucking get them on the phone. You know, I mean. I just found out Abe Vigoda died the other day. I had no idea.
Yeah. The other day.
No, he died. He died again. No, but I had no idea he died. I always hear he's alive. He's alive. I never heard when he died.
I do that sometimes too. Sometimes I do the opposite too. I'll see someone still alive and I'm like, holy shit, I thought they were dead. Like
exactly.
I'm trying to remember. I did that the other day with some actor. I Googled them and I was like, oh, they're still alive. I think it was Dustin Hoffman. I knew he was still alive, but his career is dead.
He's a meat talkers.
Screech died like a week ago, and somebody wrote the funniest thing that got nothing on Twitter. He wrote, Dustin Diamond died of wait a minute. Let me get it right. Let me get it right before he was on stage. Dino, cut this little part out. Okay.
Cut that part out.
Yeah. It's about 30 minutes in. He said, everyone's saying such good things about Dustin Diamond. Have you ever seen his comedy? Stage 4 was the only one he should have been on.
Wow.
How fucking
wow, that's a good one.
And he may not even be a comedian.
I had one I didn't tweet because I thought it was a little hacky, but I was like, the guy from Saved by the Bell, I guess he couldn't be saved by the chemo.
Ding, ding. You see, if I was a morning show, I would have gone, ding, ding.
Brother Man.
The Brother Man show coming at you.
I liked Bob. I like Bob's. You know how Gino Bisconti is Diamond Eugene on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bob tweeted out the wrong Diamond died today.
You know, my honest to God first thought was like, I'm that guy who, like, I'm not a big name comic. So like, I'm one of those dudes who like, I lose weekends to Dustin Diamond. Like whenever a celebrity starts to do stand up, I'm the guy who gets bumped down. They're like, well, Noonan's funny and he'll kill and stuff. But like Screech will sell 1 million tickets. And it's like right on that line, you know what I mean? So it's like Steve-O, Paulie or Ari Gold or whatever. Like when these guys do stand up, it's like the little kind of hard working blue collar comic is the one who gets kicked out.
How big of an ego kills that if you're bumped by Screech? I mean, that's gotta be bad.
See, those are the guys who do it though. It's or it's even worse when it's some dude who like didn't even do comedy like last year. It's like, oh, the guy from Anchorman wants to start, or like the guy from MTV, you know. And that was my first thought. And then my second thought was, I know a lot of comedy club owners in America who are like secretly happy they don't have to deal with this guy anymore. You know, I used to always hear like, oh, Screech was here last weekend and man, he was fucking.
You know what? People were telling stories about him. I have a story that I can't say. It is so, people will be like, this is the greatest story ever. Somebody else was with him and it's a story. A lot of shit went on. And this is big time. It's fucking hilarious. And if I can get this person to go on maybe Kumia's show and tell this story, it is the most disturbing, funny, creepy, and it's about a 20-minute talk about it. And
I've heard some tales, man. I'd love to hear that one. I've heard some stories myself.
I gotta hit him up. I gotta hit this guy up. It's somebody that.
Who's the other guy? I used to hear a lot of stories about him and Andy Dick. I used to hear a lot of stories about.
Yeah.
Like one time I was sitting in I was waiting to get the check in a Funny Bone office. Like I was just like sitting there waiting while they like printed my check out. The phone rings and it's Andy Dick's. It's like Andy Dick's manager. It's like years ago, 7 years ago.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So he's like, hey, I'm glad you called me back. You know, this is the club owner. He's like, I'm glad you called me back. We really want to have Andy at the club right now. And the guy goes, you don't want Andy at the club right now.
Oh God.
And he's like, Andy's a little and it was kind of, he hangs up. He's like, well, the last time he was here, and it was just all these crazy stories. And I'm like, you guys get mad at me if I like leave the room smelling like weed. How come Screech gets to like do what he does and no one, and you still have him back? You know what I mean?
That's what it is. That's how this business is. I used to eat women's assholes on stage, okay? Because I was on Howard. I was allowed to. They let me do that. They let me do coke in the back room. They let me get drunk. They let somebody piss in their garbage can so we didn't have to walk through the crowd in their office, okay? When we're all hanging out there. This is what they allow when it helps them out. When they're losing money,
it's like
that, forget it.
Yeah, it's like Chappelle can smoke a cigarette anywhere he wants. You know what I mean? It's like that's one of the biggest power moves in show business. I think one time I was in a restaurant in LA and Vince Vaughn was there, and I saw him. He lit up a smoke in this restaurant. It was like it'd be like everyone's like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? Yeah. And a second later, the manager comes over. He's like, "You can't smoke in here," and he's like, I can't. I think I can, you know. And then he's like, okay, and he leaves, and then like he goes off, and then that was it. Like he just kept smoking throughout his whole fucking meal and ashing into the thing. And I was like, that is power, man. That's
I want to be that powerful where I go into somebody's house and the father comes up and goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "I'm fucking your daughter." And he goes, "You can't fuck my daughter." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, I can." And he just like looks at you and goes, "Okay." Yeah. You know, I'll be back.
That's like, there's a famous story here in Boston of a player of the Reds. A guy came home in around 2005 and caught a guy from the Red Sox fucking his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
And goes, no, don't worry, keep going. I'll be down the stairs. Like, just finish up. You know,
it's cool. Yeah. It's really
then,
cool.
Like, shook his hand on the way out.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, can you sign that towel that she wiped the cum off her face with?
he tosses it to him like in that commercial. He's like, "Here you go, kid."
Yeah, like Mean Joe Green. Yeah.
Yeah, Mean Joe Green. There you go.
There's nothing more sexy and more fucking for that guy, you know, for more of his ego, to have the passing of the towel at the end of that.
Yeah. Sticks to the wall for a second. Guy grabs it off. Thank you.
Imagine he gets on the phone. "Bill, you ain't gonna fucking believe this." Yeah, no, he just came in her ass. I swear to God. No, he really did. No, I'm telling you, I got pictures. I'm gonna send them over. He'd be bragging to everybody. That's the funny thing. Like somebody wrote something on Twitter. You know how women write stuff and they think it's gonna be a good thing, and they're like, "Hey, look at me, I'd never cheat." She goes, "What would you do if somebody cheated on you?" And I wrote a typical, "It depends how hot she was." Right?
Yeah.
Because maybe we can get help. But if she's ugly, there's no fucking going to therapy or anything or trying to work this out. Yeah. It's like, you're a fucking whore. Yeah, honey, I know, I'm sorry. It was my fault too.
Yeah, there's all like, I remember I had a teacher once who was like, it was a weird thing for a teacher to say, but he was like, if you ever cheat on your wife or husband, he's like, just don't tell them. He goes, it's actually more selfish to tell them than it is to not tell them. Because you're only telling them to relieve yourself of the guilt. Yeah. He's like, and that's the only reason why you're and I'm like, I remember thinking like, this guy is like working through his own fucking shit right now.
He's relieving himself on you guys, is what I heard.
Yeah, but I never forgot it either. I was like, that's some deep shit.
That guy just smoked a joint before. That's why he had that fucking great knowledge. It makes so much sense being high right now. I'm like, that is the greatest advice anybody can, you know what I mean? That's like the better than more heroic than the speech Lou Gehrig did when he was in Yankee Stadium at that time.
I used to have a buddy though who he used to be an Uber driver, and he would say he would always drive like these guys to like Jack Shacks and like whorehouses and stuff, and they'd be like, just wait out here, wait for me or whatever. He goes, he'd always be driving there, and then he'd be driving back, and there'd be this sad sack dude in the back seat, like just like, what have I just fucking done? And I'm like, yeah, man, that's that post hooker remorse.
Yeah. It's the best. You know what I mean? Oh, I fucking love that when you fucking you go, fuck, man, I can't even get a fucking Whopper now. I got no money.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah,
you're like, that was so much money to just like for a quick nut. But
I could have just jerked off. But but here's the thing: if I was the guy that was going in there and the Uber driver, I would say this to him. I go, hey, just wait for me. I'll be out in a few minutes in case I don't come.
You're like, oh, God.
Oh, good. I'm going to blow you, sir. That's cool. Yeah, I'm going to jerk you off and get fucking shit on the inside of my windshield when I don't have a wiper. Thanks, fucking asshole. Oh, Will, this has been a pleasure, brother. We got to have you back on soon because this was fucking like 37 minutes of fucking just fun. This is what I
had a blast, man. It was anytime, man. It's always great to talk to you. And I see Rob all the time, and we text and all that. So.
Will's a good friend of mine. I love Will.
No, I love Will too. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be opening up shit. I'm going to be doing stuff. I talked about it a little bit. I'm going to be producing shows. I'm going to be putting up the money. I'm going to be renting out the places. And I want you to come with me with this because
I'd be happy to. Yeah.
And even think about moving to Florida one day because I'm going to go down there and take over everything out there. And
that's music to my ears. I love Florida.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of connections down there and New Yorkers down there, I can sell them on anything because, you just got to say,
brother man, Florida, brother man.
It's gonna be the greatest.
Going to Florida.
I mean, how good would this be with Brother Man in Florida on the beach? Just having the time of his life down there. You know what I mean? No more snow.
Brother Man's such a Florida guy, He'd be like, "Oh man, cigarettes, $2.15, no taxes, bro."
Look at the palms on her.
Go spearfishing.
No, do him on the beach looking for coins and stuff. Yeah. Machine.
What's up, brother? What's up, y'all? I'm out here looking for coins. Pirates booty. Pirates booty from back in the day. You know how it goes, brother man. Anyway, I came down here trying to find Sammy Davis Jr.'s birthplace. We had him on the show back in the day. He doesn't answer my fucking calls.
See how easy this will be to have a show? This is a show. Oh my God. Well, this was fucking amazing. Well, your links were up on the whole time.
WillNoonan.com to find out where he's performing.
And you got to check out his podcast that he does simply alone. He doesn't need anybody else.
Yeah. Me and Paul. Yeah. Oh yeah. I do it by myself. It's like it's a solo effort.
Fucking love you, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
You guys, this was an awesome way to fucking start the day. I feel great.
It really is.
I'm high and I'm in a good mood. So thank you.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Peace out.
You're listening to Levyland with the Reverend Bob Levy, Chris Abels, Rob Soul on syndicateradio.tv.